Gary Gensler is under fire. Jerome Powell is running his mouth. The crypto market is absolutely pumping. Jumping over to the charts here, we have green all over. The market cap is 1.33 trillion, up 2.2% the last 24 hours. Bitcoin, ETH, everything is up. As we scroll down the charts, there is green all over. Jumping over to Bitcoin here, holding above 30,200, 2.4% last 24 hours. And this is what we want to see, going up and going sideways. This is only the 24-hour chart that I was showing you there. If it can go sideways for the next week, would give us a nice level of support. Now we're above that 30,000 level to keep going higher. The longer it ranges sideways, the more explosive it can be to the upside. That's what I'm looking forward to. Going over to ETH, holding above 2,000, nice and strong, which is good after the Shanghai hard fork in the last week. I'm pretty choppy over the last 24 hours as well. Having a look at the wider crypto market here, you can see some big winners there. XRD. Let's just flip over. This is Radix, 147 for the week, absolutely popping. Arbitrum, we've been talking about that here. Both of these will be watching, especially as we progress into the bull run really quickly. This video is not financial advice. This is just the news with fast facts. Hit subscribe to stay informed. You will get videos with value every weekday. Now, jumping back over, talking about crypto market being green, Pepe the frog meme coin absolutely rockets. Some early users have turned a few $100s to six figures. Well done to them. The most degen of crypto Twitter traders seem to be moving over Shiba fashion tokens to those branded after the internet meme Pepe the frog. Pepe launched Sunday, ran over 21,000% in the past 3 days. 30 million in trading volume on Uniswap and reaching a market capitalization as high as 33 million on Tuesday morning. Please do not be chasing green candles. Wait for a pullback, even if you want to get into these degen crypto trades. I've got this very vulgar video of Jerome Powell coming up. I will play it in a moment, but we'll just wait, and I will warn you, if you don't like vulgarity or profanity, to mute for the 30 seconds when I do bring it up. Elizabeth Warren versus crypto Twitter. Bitcoin mining increasing energy bills. This is fantastic. Twitter absolutely decimated the misinformation that she was providing because she was getting her facts from misinformation. So United States Senator Elizabeth Warren blamed the Bitcoin mining industry for rising energy prices in American households based on unverified mainstream reporting. However, crypto Twitter was not ready to let it slide and unanimously decided to clarify the disinformation. Senator Warren has prominently spoken against the crypto ecosystem. The latest dig at Bitcoin mining comes based on a New York Times article, because you can definitely get the facts from the New York Times for sure. You can't. All right, so the report accused Bitcoin miners of cashing in on electricity and indirectly forcing the public to pay the price. I've been ringing the alarm about the rise that Bitcoin poses to our power grids and climate. US Environmental Protection Agency and Department of Energy should use their authority to require crypto miners to disclose their energy use and emissions. Twitter went after her so hard, but I believe the best response is this one here from Michael Saylor, laying it out clearly, factually. Bitcoin miners decrease the energy bill for millions of American families and do not create pollution. They are data centers. They're running on excess electricity that would otherwise be wasted and perform the vital role of powering the most secure compute network in the world. And that's the power of Bitcoin mining, reducing people's energy, not making it cost more. I will play this video of Jerome Powell. It's vulgar. He really runs his mouth in this one. So for the next 30 seconds, if you don't like cuss words, go on mute for a second. Say hi in the comments while we're playing this one. This is absolutely
Good
wild.
morning. So how is shorting the market going for you bears? I know you have not capitulated yet. I see you all creaming your pants all over Twitter and Reddit because 0 DTE options daily are going to cause a Vomageddon and a flash crash. Oh, and Barry deactivated his Twitter again. Why do you bears hate America so much? Dipshits. You unpatriotic pieces of shit. So as the CEO of SPY, let me tell you what is happening with the 0 DTE options. Look at this chart.
We will get back to it, and we'll play the rest towards the end of the video. He really has a foul mouth, Pepe Powell, with his latest news conference on the impotence of bears. Going over quickly just with Bitcoin. The biggest bull cycle is upon us. This is an article in reference to Bear Stein report. So FTX collapse was the catalyst for a new bullish cycle in the cryptocurrency markets. The exchange's demise cleaned up the final tranche of toxic crypto leverage, taught digital asset investors the importance of decentralization and self-custody wallets. Really quickly, that's why I've got that there. Not your keys, not your coins. Learn about cold storage, get into it. No affiliate links. I just really recommend you get whatever it is. All right. So macro catalysts are aligning for Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap. With continued weakness in US regional banks and further deposit outflows towards money market funds in the big four US banks, all reflecting concerns about the centralization of money, that can lead to an absolute huge flight to safety. Now, going on to Gensler, Twitter, again, is a fact-finding machine. They rip into him. So SEC's Gensler called algo great technology in 2019. Now the SEC deems it a security. We'll jump over to Twitter. We'll play this video of here and look at the background of where he is.
So governance is tough. You could create Uber or Lyft on top of a blockchain technology today. Well, maybe in 5 years you could. It would have the performance. Sylvia McCally's Algorand, who's a Turing Award winner at MIT that I work with. Sylvia's got a great technology that has the performance. You could create Uber on top of it. The question is then who would update the software?
So he's talking at finance beyond crisis. Obviously, we are just coming out of one of the biggest, or we're in the middle of the world's biggest financial crisis at the moment. It is happening now. That's why there is this war on crypto. A lot of people are saying if Algorand can't get signed off by the SEC, who can, especially if they can call them up and talk to them face to face on first name basis. So Gary Gensler under fire again. He refuses to answer if ETH is a security at the SEC hearing. In April 18 hearing on the oversight of the SEC, Representative McHenry used his opening statement to bring up the Commission's punishing of digital asset firms through regulation by enforcement without a clear path to compliance. The member of Congress reiterates calls for US lawmakers to provide clear rules of the road for crypto through legislation. In addition, he pressed SEC Chair Gary Gensler to give a definitive answer on whether ETH qualified as a security under the SEC's purview or a commodity under the Commodity Future Trading Commission. This is hilarious. McHenry repeatedly talked over Gensler's responses that did not include specifics, citing the SEC chair's willingness to label Bitcoin as a commodity and hinting at private discussions on ETH prior to the hearing. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security, McHenry said. I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security? He added, you have prejudged on this. You have taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view and your agency's views. The article continues to go on. They did not get a clear answer out of G.Gensler. So how is anybody meant to do anything right if nobody knows the rules of the game? We will get back to Pepe Powell later on. Fantastic news with ETH, with their staking passing withdrawals for the first time since the Chappella upgrade. Basically, more people are staking than unlocking and taking their stake. More on ETH. This is Rocket Pool. They did make it cheaper to stake their ETH through its platform following the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade. The staking protocol gave users access to the staking rewards and lowered the barrier of entry to create an Ethereum validator. Now, this is fascinating. I'm probably going to jump straight into this personally. You need to do you. But Rocket Pool's recent upgrade gives node operators immediate access to their staking rewards and lowers the barrier of entry to spin up an Ethereum validator or mini pool. So instead of providing 16 Ether, node operators can supply just 8 plus RPL. Rocket Pool's governance token makes it a lot cheaper, more accessible. It is nice that there are sort of layer 2 scaling solutions to be able to go into an ETH validator, because 32 ETH is quite expensive. Now, there is a stablecoin bill that is going on. This is a very big article. I've just taken out a couple of areas that I do want to highlight. The House Financial Services Committee has finally unveiled its stablecoin legislation, which proposes a framework for stablecoin issuers such as Circle and Tether to define how their offerings can be regulated by state and federal entities, while calling for a temporary ban on algorithmic stablecoins. So the House Financial Services Committee finally published a long-anticipated discussion draft of its stablecoin bill. So the bill would create categories of stablecoin issuers, whether they're banks or non-bank entities, push for a temporary ban on algorithmic stablecoins, call for a study of the potential impact from a central bank digital currency. Of course, they need to look after their central bank digital currency. That's the agenda here. I am in the middle of reading Klaus Schwab, The Great Reset. Very scary stuff. That man is... I'll give you my rundown of what I think that man is when I finish the book. Not good. So the bill creates a definition for payment stablecoin issuers. The issuers themselves must be a state or federally licensed entity and could be either insured depository institutions or an approved non-bank entity. That's actually not a bad thing. The issuers would also have to let users redeem their stablecoins within a day of the users seeking a redemption. I like that. One of the factors a regulator would have to consider is the ability of the applicant to maintain reserves back in its payment stablecoins. 100% agree with that. On at least a one-to-one basis, with reserves comprising of United States coins and currency, which can include Federal Reserve notes and circulated notes of Federal Reserve banks and national banks, Treasury bills with a maturity of 90 days or less, repurchase agreements with a maturity of 7 days or less that are backed by Treasury bills with a maturity of 90 days or less, or central bank reserve deposits there. They're not being used for payments. They're being used for speculation. That's what they're saying about it. If it's our money, we should be able to do whatever we want. And for me, my belief is crypto, Web3, DeFi, blockchain technology is the future. That's why this war is going on. We're going to get into regulation around the world. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, just in a sec. But having a stable coin there makes it easy to be able to jump in and jump out. And isn't that the same as the stock market as well? This is opening that up for the masses. So he is committed to putting consumers and the safety and soundness of our financial system first. That's the agenda there. The soundness of their financial system first. Your financial system is broken. Your banks are collapsing. It's all a Ponzi scheme. I'm happy with my crypto. So, central banks, they're buying gold at a record pace so far in 2023. Central banks accumulated gold at the fastest pace on record in the first 2 months of 23. January and February, central banks collectively bought a net 125 tons. Even just a percentage of that, I'd be happy with. The highest amount for the year-to-date period since banks become net buyers in 2010. So if you have a look at the list of net buyers, you'll notice that 3 are members of the BRICS countries, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. BRICS countries share of the global economy, surpass that of the G7 nations on a purchasing parity basis there. So what that goes to say is, even though they're issuing fiat, funny money, they don't believe in it themselves. So they're going fully into gold. If you want exposure to gold on Arbitrum, C gold, not endorsed, but definitely love what they're doing there as well. And that's pegged to 1 gram of gold, and they have gold backed up. So you can get it now on the blockchain as well. Now, going over to regulation around the world, CBDCs are really becoming a hot button issue at the moment. Israel's central bank says CBDC could be issued as stablecoin use increases. The Bank of Israel does not want private companies taking over the digital payment system. So they're preparing an action plan for the potential issuance of a central bank digital currency through a formal decision has yet to be made. So that's over in Israel. There was one line here. We can come back to that one. Now, this is the UAE. Federal financial regulators open licensing applications for VASPs. The Federal Financial Regulatory Agency of the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, has announced that it will start receiving licensing applications as well. Its provisions do not apply to virtual assets that are used for payment purposes, as they are subject to the jurisdiction of the central banks. They also do not apply to financial free zones. Jan 13, UAE's based blockchain lawyer spoke with Cointelegraph to explain the implications of the new federal virtual asset law. According to Hiva, failure to comply with the new law could result in financial fines up to 10 million AED, which is 2.7 million US, disgorgement of profits, and criminal investigation by a public prosecutor. It's nice to see, though, they're providing a framework where people can understand what the rules are instead of trying to do the right thing and then getting hit by G.Gensler. Brian Armstrong, what a great guy. Coinbase helps UK on Web3 Hub as Treasury reportedly revives blockchain task force. Maybe everything moves over to the UK. Brian Armstrong will give suggestions to the UK on regulations, taxes, and ensuring collaboration between the banking and fintech sectors. The United Kingdom could turbocharge its crypto sector, be an innovation hub for the Web3 economy. UK Treasury is set to revive the Asset Management Task Force with a focus on developing crypto regulation collaboration with the private sector. Coinbase emphasized the firm is working seriously in the UK and Europe. In short, things are happening in Europe that are edging the region ahead, and when it comes to embracing the digital economy, the region is preparing for a seismic change in how it uses and thinks about money. So the list includes ensuring collaboration. This is Brian Armstrong's 9 recommendations between the banking and fintech sectors, developing a cross-departmental strategy for tech innovation, economy digitization, along with quickly establishing a regulatory framework for crypto. Additionally, as well as developing a regulatory framework that promotes stablecoins, providing clarity on tax treatment for crypto assets, and creating a plan to bring decentralized ID to fruition. That will be coming out soon. It's probably going to take them about a year to implement, but it is nice to see countries around the world are starting to be sensible and become aware of the opportunity this poses to become a hub, especially the UAE. And India is probably going to be a big one. We'll see what happens in Hong Kong as well. We'll keep you updated as that comes out, now the UK as well. Crypto companies may use the Supreme Court doctrine. Oh, this is a fantastic article to push back against the SEC. So the High Court's major question doctrine could be used to limit the regulator's actions against crypto, said Jason. And there's only one section here I wanted to read. Crypto companies may try to hold off the SEC using the US Supreme Court's major questions doctrine, which holds that regulators can't exceed their authority. So that is fantastic to see. Before we get into Jerome Powell running his mouth, we will finish that off. Huge news, MicroStrategy sale integrates Bitcoin Lightning addresses into corporate email. The Lightning address protocol allows users to send Bitcoin over the Lightning network to a wallet identifier resembling a conventional email address. So Michael Saylor has integrated Bitcoin's Lightning network into his corporate email address. His email is there. People are sending them 21 sats as a salutation. The Lightning Network is the Bitcoin blockchain's layer 2 scaling system designed to make Bitcoin payments cheaper and faster. Saylor, who is reportedly worth around 1.2 billion and whose company has amassed approximately 140,000, maybe a little bit more now, has been receiving small Bitcoin donations from fans after tweeting about the integration. Michael Saylor is the CEO of Bitcoin. Just a little bit of Arbitrum news. Accounts have surpassed the 5 million after the airdrop hype. Not as much on-chain activity at the moment, but companies are looking to be able to boost that as well. We'll finish off with Pepe Powell. I do warn you, the vulgarity, the profanity, the cuss words get a whole lot worse. If you're okay with that, I will play it. Regardless, hit subscribe, say hi in the comment section, and we will play the rest of this because I love it. I think it's fantastic. All right. Come on, Pepe Powell.
Since daily 0DTE was introduced in early October, the daily returns on SPY have remained statistically similar. Moreover, in this next chart, you see that intraday swings have actually gotten smaller, especially on Tuesdays. Now, I know you regards don't really understand statistics, but trust me, since daily 0DTA have been introduced, the daily swing in VIX has been getting crushed. Look at this chart. These changes are statistically significant too. 0DTE won't crash the market, you dumb fucks. Not being hedged is going to. You can see how I crush your options play daily using same-day expiries and killing your swing plays. As Cube said, you're getting fucked out your green by a white boy with no Vaseline. This week is OPEX week. Then banks and Tesla are also reporting. I bet a bunch of you dumb fucks are going to buy puts. There will be a window of weakness because it's OPEX and you bears better take your shot then. Cause otherwise you are fighting seasonality and flows. Me and the hedgies are going to screw your plays anyways. BT dubs, SPY at 420 on 420. That's right, blaze it. Am I joking? I will never tell, but remember, as always, fuck your puts, fuck your calls. J.Powell has you by the balls. God bless my money printer.
Is that not just amazing? Or what? Always laugh on the show. We'll see you in the comments. We'll see you on the next video. Have a beautiful day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be blessed. Peace.